We have a relationship defining, paradigm shifting, supercharged healing full moon coming up. And I want you to know exactly what you can be expecting. Hello to you 600,000 mystic marvels and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Leeor Alexandra. Welcome to the V community. On this channel, we talk about the law of attraction, spirituality, self-development, and so much more. And a couple of times a month, 3 times this month, I like to share these cosmic energy readings. My cosmic energy readings are created to be a guidebook or a blueprint for how to navigate the energy that's being offered to us by the cosmos. I consult the stars through astrology, I tap into the collective consciousness to pick up on themes, and I meditate and I pull oracle cards, which we will do in this video as well, to complete the message to help us navigate the energy. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, it's all for you. We began the month with a full moon in Aquarius and we are ending it with a full moon in Pisces. It's on August 30th at 6:36 p.m. Pacific, and this is an intense one, and I've really been trying to save my intense descriptors for only the really intense full moons. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the full moon energy, the themes that are coming up for us, and what to be mindful of so that we don't get stuck in another cycle. We're going to talk about what is recommended right now, and I'm going to give you some really great journaling prompts to explore and orient yourself during this time. We might end up with a card reading. I have to see what it feels like. I always feel it out. Before we begin, just a quick shout out to all of you who purchased your new amulets during the new moon. Thank you for making these videos possible. If you're not familiar, I make these magical talismans, these amulets with 3 Hebrew letters that make up the codes of creation. Each of our amulets serves a different purpose. So if you're looking to call in your soulmate, or to heal yourself, or to find some balance, or to feel happy again, or feel creative, or enhance fertility, or just simply protect your energy, we have an amulet for you. And these amulets protect you and amplify your manifestation powers. We sold out of most of our stock during the new moon, but we have refilled the vaults today as far as I know. So if you're ready to grab your amulet, visit alchemybyle.com and find out which one would work for you. Thank you again for all your support and for making my work possible by investing in your journey. Now let's get into the energy reading, because this full moon is going to be a wild ride. And I needed this reading for myself, so I'm sure you will too. So we have a full moon in Pisces, we have Virgo energy. By now, most of us know that full moons are times of culmination, things coming into wholeness, into completion, and also into illumination. So the light of the full moon reveals what was previously hidden, and as it does, it brings shadows to the surface. Once you cast a light on something, there's a shadow. So this blue moon is coming at a time when we have many planets in retrograde. While it is illuminating information for us, we're also being asked to go inwards into introspection. We are in a cave still, right? We're learning, we're growing, we're observing, we're resting. And some of us might actually pack in for the fall already and just stay in our cave. Some of us just need a little time to reorient ourselves before our next move, our next big adventure. So this Pisces full moon is in Virgo season. So this is the dance between chaos and order, the natural polarities, intuition and logic. Pisces full moon pretty much guarantees that it's going to be an emotional time. Not in a bad way, just expect to feel all your feelings. Pisces is the mystic, the dreamer, the poet, the water, our emotions. This is the time to feel. So no distractions, put everything away and let yourself flow through the waters of your emotions. Crying is encouraged, okay? Dreams will be psychic, pay attention to them. Virgo is the earth, the perfectionist, the martyr, the person who will put serving others above everything else, above themselves. And when these two energies come together, we are called to heal ourselves through personal transformation on a level that is both spiritual and physical. So we're healing our emotions and also our physical selves. Virgo and Pisces are both mutable signs. So what they're doing is they're making us bendy, they're oiling us up. And we're going to need to be, because Uranus retrograde begins on the 29th of August and it remains retrograde until late January 2024. And the theme of this particular retrograde is embrace a new reality. We're adapting to a new reality. We're going to be talking about that theme a lot over the next half a year. For today, let's just talk about the 2 major themes I've picked up on for this full moon in Pisces, which is healing, shadow work, and self-discovery, and also relationship realignments. So this full moon is bringing our shadows to the shallow end. They'll be right here at the edge of our consciousness, ready for the picking, ready to go at the slightest trigger. And I know that might feel a little scary for some, knowing that because of all the intensity and tension, they might come face to face with their inner demons. But I want you to see this as a huge opportunity, as every lunation really is in its own way, right? This full moon is quite loudly about healing, and our healing powers are actually going to be amplified around the 30th, so that's really nice for us. So even though our shadows might come to the surface, it's also the best time to heal them, to integrate them too. All it takes is consciousness, mindfulness, presence, maybe a little bit of coffee. I haven't had coffee in a really long time. It's nice to have it like once a week lately. I'm into it. So notice your triggers, follow your triggers, rather than losing yourself to them, which can happen in a full moon. We kind of lose our heads. That's why it's called lunacy, because the full moon can make us really hot-headed, right? So rather than losing yourself to your triggers, become curious about them. See where they lead and where they come from. See if you can become as enlightened and meditative as I am, that I'm not upset about my beautiful upstairs neighbor training for a marathon or something in the living room. This is a full moon that is allowing and also amplifying the letting go process. So if it's time for you to let go of something or somebody, and you've known that it's time, and that it's going to be really healing for you, you intuitively know that letting go of this thing is going to really open up your healing. This is the time to do it, my love. During this time, we're going to be surprised about something new about ourselves, possibly through a deepening of our spiritual awakening. In fact, the air is ripe for those who are discovering their psychic abilities and especially their healing abilities. It's possible that something surprising and mystical will happen in your life and expose you to some miraculous abilities for some of us, which could be really cool. And I want to know. Let me know in the comments below if anything's come up already. This, of course, could show up in a more physical 3D way, like a sudden interest in getting into the healing field or helping a loved one out with your healing energy. This might also show up as finally stepping into your power and taking your health into your own hands after feeling out of control around it for a long time. You might also find yourself in a place where you need to find balance between your spiritual intuition and your earthly logic. So you might truly open up to these wondrous abilities, but then start to wonder, well, what can I do with them on Earth? And that's a wonderful new direction to explore. How can you bring your particular medicine to the people, to the planet? Either way, some good news around health is coming, and I want to know your good news around health. Let me know in the comments. When it comes to shadow work and your triggers, pay special attention to anything that brings up past trauma, things from the past. Anything bringing up past trauma brings me to the second theme of this video, which is all about relationships and relationship realignment. I am feeling that if you make it out of this full moon, let's say you're in the beginning stages of a relationship, if you make it through this full moon gracefully in your relationship with lots of deep breaths, then it's gonna get much more serious if that's what you want. Relationships are going to be defined and likely meticulously so. You might even come up with like some sort of relationship contract around this time. Or perhaps it could be something around your business relationships getting more detailed. Oh, Jupiter's coming in to say hello, and there's balloons here that my fiance got me for 600,000, and he's gonna bark at them because he doesn't trust them. Oh, he just looked at them and walked away. Nice, baby. The healing that we spoke about in the first theme also relate to your relationship. So there might be past traumas that come up. You might be triggered by the person you're seeing. I want you to, instead of burning everything down, take a step back. And this step back is not to punish them. It's not to become cold and withdraw your love. Rather, it's to become very introspective, as the retrogrades wants us to be, right? So heal through what comes up so that you can be even more conscious in your relationship. I don't believe that you need to be fully healed to be in a relationship, because it's sometimes our relationships heal us and we can heal alongside our partners. So allow for that as well. Don't completely run away, but maybe take a step back for yourself. All the retrogrades we're experiencing right now means that we're still in a time for review, for readjustment, for revisiting all the re's. So when it comes to romance, we're specifically revisiting what we see for our future. What are our values? What are they now versus what they used to be? What do we want out of our relationships? What really matters to us? We're also wondering what love means to us and what makes us feel loved. What is our love language, right? Some of us might even be wondering if the person we've started a relationship with is someone we see our future with. And this is a perfect thing to wonder about right now. Don't be worried about it. you're on the right track. These are just questions that are going to come up. The answers are going to reveal themselves, right? So some things to be mindful of around this time is emotional overwhelm, right? With a heavy focus on deep emotional and spiritual exploration, there's always a risk of emotional overwhelm. I've been feeling it already for sure. My advice when it comes up is to return to your breath. Excuse yourself from whatever situation feels overwhelming. Ground your feet in some earth if you can. Journal about your emotions and be in a space where you can safely feel your feelings. The answer will not be found in reacting without thinking. Another thing to be mindful of is potential relationship conflicts. So retrogrades in relationship-oriented planets like Venus and Saturn could bring tensions to a higher point, to a boiling point. Again, breathe, journal, schedule a meeting with a therapist ahead of time even, for around this time. Talk to a friend. Just work through these things rather than letting everything blow up. The next thing I want you to be mindful of is overthinking and paralysis. So this energy of Pisces and also Virgo, I see that in both of these spheres of consciousness, I do see an overthinking energy and not wanting to do something unless it's perfect, right? So balancing intuition with reality could lead to a lot of indecisiveness and overanalysis. So make lists, meditate, empty the mind, consult your dreams, and get into flow in some ways. Do the things that you love so that you can get out of the mind and into the body. Some of the practices you can follow during this time are, as I was saying, journaling, focusing on shadow work. I have a shadow work course that's meant to be done on the full moon. I'll link that down below for you. It's really helpful. It's helped a lot of people really integrate their shadows and their inner child into their life. Notice karmic patterns. Perhaps start a dream journal right now if you don't already have one. I just recently returned to it and it is so illuminating. Consider a lot of open communication. Use this time to clearly label and define your relationships, both personal and professional. Focus on meditation and mindfulness. Balance intuition and reality by practicing mindfulness. We didn't talk about too much in this energy reading is financial and career planning. Review your material goals and adjust them based on any reality checks that are coming through. I want to share with you a few journaling prompts that will help you to get through this time gracefully and to get the most out of it. And I'll write these down in the description below for you. Number 1, write down 3 emotions you felt intensely in the past week. And next to each, I want you to dot down what triggered these feelings. Number 2, review your list. Are there any patterns you notice? And number 3, list the key relationships in your life right now. And for each of these relationships, write a sentence about how they make you feel and what boundaries could improve that relationship. And number 4, describe one dream or one goal you have that might feel a little bit out of reach. Then write down one realistic action, no matter how small, that you can take to bring it closer to reality. I think that's a pretty thorough way to get the most out of your full moon. I do feel like pulling a card for us today, seeing what other messages we have from beyond. As always, using my Rumi Oracle deck because the guidebook is fantastic. I get so much out of it. I know you do too. So here is our card. Ooh, we got this beautiful card which says Divine Mother Manifests. Oh, you living in the world of 6 directions, accept the gloom and accept the bliss, for those seeds buried in the ground will one day grow into fruitful orchids. We share her, this Divine Mother, you and I. We are her precious children. We are born through her love, and she shares in our losses and our gains, our tragedies and our triumphs. Her hair forms the galaxies, her thoughts become the stars. The sun is her own warmth, and her breath is felt upon this earth, causing the roar of the ocean waves. Her voice is heard in the call of the whales and the trill of the birds. She is all, nurturing life into existence. She is in my reaching for you, and she is in your acceptance of my divine hand. She is all, this great lady. Nothing lies outside of her sphere of influence and power, compassion and grace. That includes you and your dreams, great and small, my angel of love. Could these card pulls be any more specific to our exact reading? It's mind-blowing. So you and your dreams are a part of the Divine Mother who is manifesting on our behalf at all times. This oracle comes to you via the sacred grace and mercy of the Divine Mother, who is the great manifesting expression of divinity. All that is created, all that is made manifest without exception, flows from her being. This is why it is safe to trust in life, even, most especially, the inexplicable mystery and even the darkness that may give rise to fear and judgment within us. It is all part of her unfathomable workings. Through those wise ways of the Divine Mother, there is a gift headed to you now. Will you receive it? That gift is one of manifestation. Something you have been working towards, growing into, loving and dreaming for, perhaps for a very long time, is finally coming to fruition. Thank you to this beautiful deck. That is exactly what we needed to hear today. That's it for the last full moon of August 2023. I hope it's a really good one for you, my loves. I just had to tell you that I heard this rumor that whenever you get a notification that I've posted a new video, that you automatically have a lucky day. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and turn on your post notifications for many lucky days each month. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and want more. Comment and let the YouTube algorithm gods that you like my content and to recommend more like it to you. And until next time, as always, I love you so much. Keep your vibrations way, way, way up. Bye, baby.